Oh, oh my god.
Hold nu.
Hi friends, and welcome to Wives vs. World, where we have fun talking about queer stuff and life as a trans cis lesbian couple. I'm Jackie.
I'm Anya.
And today we're going to talk about why you love me so much.
It's true, but not like the one we did for
No,
a couple of weeks
no,
ago.
not like
this
that
is
one.
about why I love that my partner is trans. Because I feel like this needs to be talked about. I am not only tolerating that you are trans, I actively love it.
You are accepting it.
No,
Reluctantly.
I actively adore it and am happy that this is the case. And I am glad that it is not any other way. Oh, you have something in your...
Is it an animal?
It's maybe an ex-animal.
One of the things we often get told when we're talking to a cis couple is, oh wow, I don't think I would ever be able to handle my partner coming out as trans, or I don't know how I would feel, or that would just be weird or something. And I think that sort of struck a nerve. Why do you feel like that? Or like, why do I feel as if I was personally slighted when you said that thing?
Yeah, exactly. And it's always like also all the people who wanted to interview us and stuff, they always focus on how much of a struggle was this, how hard was this
so
for you.
hard.
They ask me that a lot, and everyone asks, how hard was it for you? And that's a whole other discussion, but the point is that I love
This.
I
Nice
love that
to
you're
meet you. I'm this.
I love that you're trans. I think you being trans has enriched my life in ways I wouldn't have if you weren't. I want to talk about this today. So the trans people out there can hear that they are valuable and lovable and very good and interesting people, and that the cis partners out there can maybe feel seen. Maybe I can say something that resonates, and maybe the people who are scared or whatever, or don't really know what to feel, they can have a perspective from someone who do know what they feel.
I think a huge part of what we do as people, not necessarily as YouTubers, is we romanticize things. And I think our personal philosophy is it's very important to romanticize things. So why not romanticize your trans wife?
I do nothing but, baby. But I also wrote down 5 things
5 things?
that I especially love about you being trans.
Oh my god, you love 5 things about me? Oh my
No,
god.
I love more than 5.
6 things?
Shut up. You can eat them.
I shall.
It will be mostly me talking anyway, as it should be.
And I'll just... Excuse me?
No.
And I'll just be eating grapes all the while, like, who's a Roman emperor now,
Dionysus
Mom?
Coated. Dionysus coated.
Love it.
The first thing I really love about you being trans is that I feel like you have a really unique perspective on life. I've said this before, but I really think that having to like really investigate your gender and then coming out and going through that and existing in life and all this gives you a really unique perspective that cis people usually don't have. And also it's kind of interesting that I kind of want to say you've kind of tried both, you know? You've kind of experienced life from both a boy viewpoint and also a woman viewpoint.
In a way.
In a way, of course not as a cis
No.
man. You don't have the same experiences as a cis man would have.
No, it's more like I've experienced...
Being treated as a boy.
and being treated as an effeminate boy.
Yeah. Exactly. With all the expectations that come
Which,
with it.
you know how they love all the little effeminate boys.
I love all the little feminine.
Oh my god!
I think it's interesting. It gives a lot of it gives you a wizened wizard. You become a wizard, Harry. Sorry.
What are we talking about?
I also feel like it makes you more likely to I think it makes you more able to empathize with other people and other people's experiences. And I really like that. I think it makes you very compassionate and reflected person. You reflect upon things. The second thing I really like about you being trans is like I feel like this is gonna sound a little stereotypical, but I like getting to share the female experience with my partner.
You know, being catcalled and fearing for your life when you're going home from a night out in town and stuff like
All
that.
those fun things.
You know, just girly things.
This is gonna be more stereotypical than I usually say things, but like going shopping together and drinking tea. I'm so fucking stupid.
No, but look, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't mean that. Of course, you can do this with your cis male partner or with your cis female partner.
But these are very like gendered things, and let's say you were in a relationship with like a cis male, like a man, like a proper man.
I'm often told that a man don't want to do the same things that women want to do. Some obviously do, and I would like that. I wouldn't like stop. I do not want that.
No, but okay, so it's like it's a very gendered thing, and in heterosexual relationships, it's often like frowned upon, or you have to feel apologetic about it.
Yeah.
But being in a relationship with a person who appreciates it too, and maybe that was a bit unexpected.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I transitioned.
Yeah, exactly.
And suddenly it was like, wait, we can do these things together.
We can
and
do everything we want.
Yeah.
Wearing wedding dress together.
Exactly.
When we got married.
You could do that with a cis man too.
The usual experience tend not to be that. And that's what I mean, you know?
So it's about savoring or experiencing without shame,
Yes.
like these sort of like more stereotypical things.
And of course, if I had been with a cis woman, I could have that as well. But again, this is about, I hadn't expected this from life, I guess. I hadn't expected this from our relationship at the beginning. And that's why I really I really appreciate that about you being trans, that I now get to share the female experience with you in a way that I probably wouldn't have been able to if you hadn't transitioned.
When I came out, you were sort of like a tour guide, you know what I mean? Like, come, I shall show you the world, the ropes and the wonders. I guess maybe that also
Yeah, that
gives
was really
you-
fun. Yeah. Like if I had been with a cis woman, she wouldn't have needed necessarily the same kind of guidance, the same introduction to the feminine things.
So it's like
It's been fun, like actively exploring that together, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you get to. You also get to examine your own biases and see. Wait, why was it that does not apply to you? But like, why was it I didn't like pink? Pink is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's because I was told that that's a girly thing, and being a girl is bad. But it's like, have you ever had to do like a tour of your own city, and you find out just how much there's actually in the place you are every day? It's kind of like that. I
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a good analogy.
Thank you.
Not all your analogies are equally good,
No,
but
it's
this
like,
one
you
was.
know.
Even a monkey will be right twice a day.
That's a clock.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
No, monkey.
Referencing multiple jokes at one time. Do you understand? Are you crying? You want me to lick your eyeballs? Number 3 thing.
Number 3 thing. The third thing.
The next thing I really The next thing I really like about you being trans is that I forgot already. Another thing I really like about you being trans is that you have a very interesting understanding of gender.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, because you have had to like explore it and find out what it means to you and how it applies to you, how these different gender markers, how all these things make up you, and you had to do that very deliberately. You have thought about gender. You have explored gender. You have had interesting thoughts about gender. And I really like this because you wouldn't necessarily have these discussions with a cis person who had never had to question themselves and their gender. And I really appreciate that we get to have these discussions and then we get to know each other like that, and we get to dive into gender together and explore it together and discuss it together. Because not obviously, I don't know if it's obvious.
Obviously.
I have an interesting relationship with gender as well. And I don't know if I would have had as good an understanding or as multifaceted and understanding if it hadn't been for your expertise in the area.
I don't know about expertise, but it was like, it was sink or swim for me, and in order to save me, you had to jump in and swim as well. See, was it a good one?
I didn't like that as much.
Because I was a bit like, what am I doing? It allowed you to take some of the same steps and be like, okay, so what is she doing? Like, what the... Wait, what am I doing?
Why does this make someone a boy or a girl? A lot of cis people never question, like, what does it mean to be a boy or a girl? Or what things make someone a boy or a girl? And I think this question is really important to me. It's really important to my understanding of the world, of how to be in the world. And I really appreciate getting to explore this question with you, because I've always, even before you, I was in a gender fuckery space.
Yeah, you're a huge genderhead. But I mean, it's true. You've always had to, like, you say to me, you were never in the closet. You know, you were always a bit queer and unapologetically so. And I think that also reflects on your kind of gender expression, because when I got to know you, you were like hyper femme, but that was your expression, right?
Yes,
but like your gender identity was more like sassy twink.
It always has been.
It always has been, always will be.
Yeah. Like way back when we started dating and you presented male, we, like, our friends sometimes teased us and stuff, and I used to like defend us by saying like, I'm the man in the relationship, blah blah, like shit like that, you know. Not a phrasing I would use anymore, but this was 16 years ago.
This was in ye old time.
But still, you know, I've always felt very strongly about challenging gender norms and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you've never taken any crap. I've never heard you say, well, you know, boys do this or girls do this. You've
because
always
that's
been
never
like,
been my understanding.
You know what? I
of
can
the
do
world.
whatever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And I think you, in your mind, that applies to everyone.
Yes.
And I think that's something we agree on.
I don't quite understand the experience of being a cis person who abides by the gender binary and believes in gender norms. Yeah, I've always been very gender is what we make it, and I continue to be so increasingly. And I'm very happy that I get to share this with you, and that it is easier to explore because you're trans. And also, like, this is just our experience, of course,
Yes.
but I imagine that, like, someone being with a cis person who is, like, probably a little more conventionally cis than I am. It's also like, it's really interesting to see a trans person wanting to have that experience, you know, and wanting to, like, maybe it makes you question your own understanding of your own gender, but in a way that maybe confirms more that you are cis, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's
So-
not this true for me,
No,
but
no.
I imagine for some couples,
for some people,
that
yeah.
will be a validating experience, and that even it's not like, oh, what am I, or what does this mean, that you have to question yourself, but more like it makes it even more apparent why you are a cis person, or why you're comfortable being the gender that you were assigned.
That's true. I mean, it opens a space for you to, like, be able to experiment and navigate. And if you end up finding out, all right, well, I'm pretty happy where I am.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
But now I know for sure.
Yes,
you know.
and that's also a beautiful thing, I think, exploring why you are satisfied with the gender you have.
So true.
Number 4 thing is that my note is you have a very deliberate understanding of yourself. And
Take
in
that
like
as you will, I suppose. Yes.
yeah, like you had to really question yourself. You had to be like, why am I like this? I'm that like that all the time.
I'm like that every day.
You didn't become a woman by stumbling into it. You became a woman deliberately because you wanted, you needed to express yourself as a woman. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just your default. You had to make some active choices
No, that's true.
about being a woman.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily. I mean, to an extent, aren't we all? But I'm not necessarily full of stereotypes and things I've been handed because this is what you're supposed to do. You know, at a certain point, I had to, like, deconstruct my sense of self and find out like, wait, what constitutes me?
Exactly.
And I think putting myself back together and find out, wait, what do I like now that I'm free of expectation? I think that's what you're getting at here, right? Things that make up me and the things I like, there's always a reason for it. Like I've been deliberate and I've contemplated my thoughts and interests.
Exactly. And I really like this because a lot of people haven't questioned themselves a lot in life. They don't reflect upon why are they the way they are.
No.
Why do they like the things they like?
Oh.
Why does this make them sad? Why does this make them happy? A lot of people don't reflect much, which to me is a very big turn off. I like people being reflected. I like having an understanding of yourself that goes deeper than what you've been told to be your whole life. So that is, to me, is extremely attractive and interesting about you.
One thing that I thought summed it up really well was, is it a Tumblr blog called Just Girly Things? Where that as a justification, like it's nice and it's cute and we've spent time there, I'm sure. But it also belies an expression of a natural state of something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like things are just the way they are. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people just believe that things are the way they are, you know?
Oh, I couldn't possibly do that because that's not how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
And it's like, who
Things
gets
like
to
that
decide that?
It makes me insane. I don't believe in anything. I believe everything is up for grabs. Everything is up for change. Anything can be done by anyone. I don't believe in anything being determined beforehand, you know? I'm very adamant about that.
I like that about you. You're very norm critical.
The last thing I really, really like about you being trans
About
is...
me?
Yes, about you.
Wonderful.
I guess this is kind of us specific. I don't know. I like that... You're so... I really like that I get to be with a woman.
Ooh.
I mean, I could have, of course, been with a woman.
You could have
who is
been with
this
any woman you wanted.
I'm a very queer person.
Yes.
Being queer is a very big part of my identity.
Yes.
I like being queer.
That's true.
If I had been in a straight passing relationship,
As a bi person or a pan person.
yes, I wouldn't have been as comfortable as I am. I would have felt like a part of me outwardly was missing. I like that, of course, like I would have been with you either way, but I would have feel like a huge part of my queerness would have been invisible if you had not been trans. If I had not gotten to be with a woman.
I mean, you see that with like polysexuals, that being like bi or pan or what have you, that if they are in straight passing relationships, they are accused of never having been queer or, you know, well, okay, so you ended up being straight anyway, or like it makes a big part of their identity invisible.
There's a lot of bi erasure in general, and I would have not enjoyed that erasure.
No.
Like people would have thought me way more straight if they heard I had a male partner than they already do. You know, sometimes people
Yeah,
look
paragon of
when
heterosexuality right there. Good
No one's
Christian mother of
surprised
four.
anymore.
Since you liked me, it would have been a shame not to date me. So me coming out as trans and then suddenly, oh, well, now this is a visibly queer relationship was also a good thing in
Yes,
that
exactly.
regard.
That is one of the many things that I appreciate about you being trans. And obviously, this won't apply to that many people. I don't know.
No, and it's a little silly, but you know, it's the small things where it's like when we're talking in like, you know, over breakfast, it's like, you know what I really appreciate?
That you're a woman.
We're very queer.
Yeah,
You know, and
I will say
because
that sometimes.
because I am a woman, it just, you know, now we look queer too.
Exactly.
You've
and I
always
have
looked queer,
said-
don't worry about it, but
Yeah, like sometimes when we just lay around and stuff, I just remember like, damn, I'm so fucking happy to be dating a woman. You know, I say that all the time.
you do.
Because I could have been dating either or neither or something else. Not a
An
horse.
eldritch horror.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
No one said horse but you, Anna. We wouldn't have thought horse if you hadn't brought it into the equation. Now I'm questioning the horse.
I had a point. Yes. I really like being with a woman.
Yes.
I'm happy about being with a woman.
Yes, me too.
And maybe some people will relate to that experience of
Maybe.
like they thought they had been with one gender and now they're with another, and maybe they understand that feeling of, you know what, I'm just really grateful that this is how it ended up.
What do you think?
What are some things that you really appreciate about your partner being trans, if you have one? Or what are some things that you really appreciate about being trans, if you are? The comment section is usually really safe. I know a lot of trans people are nervous about exploring the comment section, but our videos are usually very safe.
See it, say it, sort it. If you find it, flag it, flog it.
People are really good at doing that as well. Like sometimes within like 5 minutes, someone will have marked the comment as offensive and it's gone. Yeah, so this was just my take. Let me know what you think, and if this resonated in any way. I'm really curious to know if this makes sense to anyone but me.
It makes sense to me.
No, I'm happy. We hope you enjoyed this. This was a really fun talk for me, at least. And I also just want to say we already have 11 members, and that is crazy to me. Last video we had 5, and it's already more than double. Can you imagine? I'm very, very grateful to you all. And
Me too.
I just want to say thank you so much for everyone watching and everyone new here. It's been so exciting and very motivating to have you all support us that way monetarily. It makes a huge difference. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it makes a very big difference to us. So thank you so much.
We have a saying in Danish, which is many.
Many small,
Many rivulets. Would that be a thing?
many rivulets make up a grand river.
Exactly. What a great saying.
Great addition.
Good. Thank you. Let's cut it.
I love you. We hope you liked this video, and if you did, you can subscribe for more.
That's not true.
It is true.
It is true. We try to upload every 2 weeks, but if we don't, or if you just miss us because, you know, we're out gallivanting in the meadows, you can always find us all across the wide internet. There are a bunch of handy links down in the description where you can come say hi.
We love it when you say hi.
That we do. And we hope to see you next time.
Bye. Are you flexing on the people? We grew these grapes.
These are our grapes.
Yes, from the greenhouse.
Have some grapes.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
if
your judgment is not the best.
I couldn't have been with you and been with a woman if you hadn't transitioned.
No, that makes sense.
That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna try to say it better. It was Hung Klaus.
Sure.
I feel like it also makes you more able to empathize.
Yeah.
I think it makes you more.
Even a monkey.
Yes, because a monkey will write Shakespeare
Twice a day.
enough time. It's a mixing of two things. It's a joke.